Last Pint Productions presents the New Way podcast. The New Way contains adult content, and new episodes are released most Wednesdays. So back off, man. We're professionals. Listener discretion is advised.
So you were in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah?
Were you in the shit?
Yeah, I was in shit.
Last night, Darth Vader came down from planet Vulcan and told me that if I didn't take Lorraine out, that he'd melt my brain.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Everybody wants to be naked and famous. Everybody wants to be just like me. I'm naked.
Will you help teach me about this? What is it? A new way?
Hello, and welcome once again to the New Way podcast, where we break down pop culture so you do not have to. I am one of your hosts, not the host of the New Way podcast, Matt Shank. I have an intrepid crew with us tonight in the studio. To my left, my brother, my bestie, my Nick SantaCroce is there. He is an off the market heartthrob. Ladies, just so you know, his better half is a longtime listener of the podcast now, right? Hello, Nick?
Nick.
Are we there? Okay, Nick is buffering.
I just wanted the audience to think that you were lying about it, that I was just a Tyler Durden figure in your life. No, I like to think that we break down pop culture not so that you don't have to, but encourage you to break down pop culture in your own time, at your own pace.
That's not what he said.
But we're doing it for them.
I think we open up a conversation about pop culture.
I get yelled at by some of our fans when we don't have an episode because they go, who is doing this for us if you're not doing it? And then they go, we watched a thing that you haven't watched. We're breaking down the pop culture now, and they don't like it.
Well, yeah, it is your rules. Like you said, my better half did call this Matt's podcast to my face the other day.
This is true.
To my face.
And also, why are you covering up your luxurious mane with a hat? What is that? You bring hair down here, and
it gets caught in the headphones, and then
you just put it under a hat, and you don't share it with the world. I mean, what is the Patreon for anyway, Nick? What is it?
I'm built for comfort, not speed, right now.
All right. Well, our other guests here, we have two of our fan favorites that are giving us that luxurious female demographic we are so hunting for. We've got JB Overwing.
Hello. Hi, Matt.
And soon to be dog owner JB Overwing. We're gonna talk about that. Oh, and Nick's mom's gonna love it. If Nick's mom's listening to this podcast, she's gonna be very happy to hear about
It's all I can think about. It's all I can think
Little
about.
Yorkie?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. And we have, of course, soon to be starring as the lead character, the cat in the hat.
So glad she's here.
In Seussical the Musical,
wow.
Miss Elizabeth.
So cool that she came
Elizabeth
out
Robinson.
for this.
Thank you so much for joining us, Elizabeth. All right, well, she's a little shy tonight, but maybe we'll coax it out of her.
It's okay, Elizabeth. She's saving her voice for the show.
It is true. Yeah, that show's in a month and a half or so.
I totally stepped on that gag. Did you say you were going to do that? Was I not listening?
He actually did.
Fuck. I did. That was not intentional, Matt.
And then you did the.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, really? Are we going?
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm dead wrong there.
Well,
I didn't mean to do
here's
that.
what happened when there is no Ben Glue to this show.
No.
We often go astray of where we should be. But
and I'm sitting in Ben's chair. Maybe I'm going to chalk it up to the immense pressure that I'm under right now.
Big shoes to fill.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. You are in the Ben now. Ben,
Literally.
of course, Ben is not.
He's like a size 12 or something.
Yeah, he's got some big ass Hobbit feet.
Yeah.
Those things are gigantic. Ben is, of course,
Just a little hairier than a Hobbit. Though,
he's on a nationwide tour of Red Lobsters to find out which one's the best. He's out in Houston right now, so he's hopeful that this is the best cheddar bay biscuit.
There's still a few shrimp left, Matt.
There are just a few, and he's going to eat them out of all of the shrimps when they finally go back.
It's like the Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night at Dodger Stadium last night. People are just running to certain corners of the stadium to get that last priceless piece of merchandise.
I love it. Well, I had a whole thing to talk about dogs and cats because we have
Living together?
Elizabeth doing
Mass
Cat in
hysteria?
the Hat.
They will be.
But she's still real quiet over there. So we're gonna go over and talking about dogs and cats actually living together at JB's apartment. Tell us about your little one.
Well, can I tell you something that just happened? Oh my God, you guys. So I went
Is
away.
it a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's not good.
Oh no!
I went away to Chicago for essentially 3 days, and I left the auto feeders for the cats, and my one cat, his auto feeder didn't freaking turn on.
Oh.
So I came home to a full auto feeder, and the cat just looking at me like, really, bitch?
No.
Really?
Oh, shit.
He didn't eat for 3 days.
Oh.
I'm horrified. I'm
Was
the
it
worst
Ducky
mother.
or Cyrus?
It was Ducky, which is good because Cyrus
yeah.
is dying. So,
Yeah.
so at least Cyrus had food. I mean, Ducky could afford to lose a couple
I mean,
pounds.
maybe
let's be
Ducky
honest.
like now will feel some of the like this is like his hunger strike too for
yeah.
his brother.
For his brethren, yes. And you guys, seriously, it's all I can think about. I am about to be the mother to Ray, who is, as Matt put it, a gentleman and a scholar. He is
I call him Raymond.
He's not quite 2 pounds yet. He is a chocolate Yorkie.
He looks like a little potato. It's amazing. He's adorable.
He's the actual size of a small potato. And as Matt will tell you, we met Ray and his brothers. One is named Naveen. The other one, I can't remember the name. But the other two brothers, as Matt will agree, were lame. They
Lame.
were
Lame
crying. They were
puppies.
whining. They were annoying.
They were little bitches.
Ray was quiet, cool. He was like, "What's up? You guys want to talk?" He was very, very loving, very
He had some
sweet.
real Ray Stance energy.
Yeah,
to him.
he's a Raymond.
Yeah.
He's definitely a Raymond.
Does that mean
So-
that the other dog was Naveen Andrews' energy from
They're
Lost?
they're all named after
Saeed?
Disney. The current
I go
owners
Lost.
are really into Disney. So this litter is all Princess and the Frog.
Oh, so Ray is in Princess
Yeah,
and the
I
Frog?
didn't know that either.
Yes,
yeah,
got
I
it.
didn't know that. But his mother is Tiana, and like
I know Tiana.
yeah, and then the boys are a bunch of Prince of the Frog names. But Ray, I just thought was. I've always thought it's funny when people name their animal like Eric or like
You were touching on a
Steven.
pet peeve that I've had since I was a child.
I love it. I
No.
like naming naming your cat like Elizabeth. That shit is funny.
But there's like a weird fine line. Like my aunt had a white toy poodle named Mandy, and it almost just is uncommon enough, specifically Mandy, to skirt under my purview.
It's a little
But
bit
like-
of a dog name. It's a
But
little
like
bit
Josh, you know,
of a Josh. That's
like name-
funny.
Yeah.
I don't, or like Tim.
Tim is hysterical.
You know what
like
I mean?
Ray is funny.
But the people who name their dogs Chris, okay, aren't doing it ironically. They whenever I ask, I start to laugh like, oh, you're doing it ironically.
I'm doing it
and they like
ironically.
a blank stare back at you, and you realize, oh no, they just wanted to have it.
I don't think. Well, just because my parents named my brother Chris, he's not a dog. He's my brother, Nick. We're
Well, and
related.
also
We named the dog Indiana.
my cat Steven.
wait. Oh wait, this is very important. This is very important. With a V or a PH because it
Definitely.
makes
Oh
a
my
difference.
god, it's totally a PH. Yeah.
All right, I'll allow it.
I mean, I'm sorry. The cat Stevens joke is just sitting there, and I love it so much. My cat Steven.
But that's with the
Perfect
V.
timing
But see
ever.
that is a complete joke. Cat Steven with a PH.
That's
That's the
funny
complete
shit.
joke.
Yeah.
All right.
And the pause is you did the perfect pause on it. That's how it should go. Anytime it's introduced, this is my cat, Steven. Ray is very adorable. What is funny is so Nick's mom has a Yorkie. Now Kathy's dog does not have a normal human name. Would you like to share the full name?
And this gives you a little glimpse into our psyche.
Is it
We
like
don't like
Shakalaka
human
Poo
names.
Poo?
No, the first Yorkie that we had was Dobie McDougal.
Okay.
And we decided
Just cute.
the last name
No,
was
it's not.
sort of a Scottish hybrid. Me and my sister would fight between the Irish and Scottish spelling.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom wanted to spell Dougal Doogle, which is
That's not it.
whatever. But I said if we're gonna do that, then we need the classy MAC. the Scottish
Absolutely
prefix.
at the
So
top,
it's MAC capital DOOGLE.
I'll allow it.
And also, she used to call the dogs Poops Dougals, and so I think that's where the DOO, doo comes from.
But why do you want to have the dog's name similar to the dog's poop name?
It came after the name, and then the spelling I think was influenced by that QC.
So it's a little too close to Dookies. Like, it's not. It's
Dobie
not, no,
McDougal.
I don't like it.
Anyway,
I don't either.
and Dobie was a reference to the many
The many loves
Loves
of
of
Dobie
Dobie
Gillis.
Gillis. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
We used to watch that show, and then now our dear little Yorkie is Kiki Khaleesi.
That's kind of cute.
Kiki Khaleesi.
I'm gonna allow that.
We
one.
named her before season 8.
I'm not totally chill with Dobie
McDougal.
but I do like.
Put some respect on Dobie's name.
I'm
Rest in
sorry.
peace.
All
His
respect
first
to
name
Dobie.
was fine. The last name was no good.
Yeah, but I think that Kiki, the lady from the Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiki Khaleesi.
Yeah,
Yes.
And the alliteration is, I think,
Yes.
Totally.
But you do want to stop right there. You
But
don't
it's
want to
not-
have
but-
another one in. You don't want to have a third in that.
You don't want to
series.
call her like Kiki Khaleesi Kristen.
No, you don't want to have a third in that
We
series.
used
That
to
would be
say
problematic.
Kiki Khaleesi of House.
I like that.
SantaCroce.
Yeah. Of House. Yeah.
But yeah, on the birth certificate, it's just Kiki Khaleesi.
Well, that was our mom had. So our dogs had like their.
When she goes to vote,
It's just
So that is we bonded over this because my mom, we had show dogs, or sort of had show dogs, and so they always
You always brag about
their
that.
paper name.
I know, right?
I do. I'm just inserting it in the conversation.
Fucking
all I can.
insufferable, right?
Their papers had these like fucking ridiculous names on it. So Shannon was the name I knew my dog as, but her papers were Moet Chandon Sean Cherie.
Yeah,
Like it was
what
all
is
this
the deal
fucking
with-
bullshit.
Because
that is bullshit.
Because like I wanted a dog since I was a kid, and I begged my parents for a dog, and never got a dog until I moved to college, and now they've had 2 amazing pets.
Until you went to college.
and then they got the empty nest syndrome. Then they got the dog, but
it should have been Nick 1, Nick 2, Nick
Yeah,
3, just
totally.
like naming more Nicks after you left.
And like I travel too much up a dog right now, but one day, right? But I'm definitely going to do a rescue, not fully because I'm
I hear
virtue
you.
signaling,
Yep,
but
yep,
I
I
just
hear
I know a lot of friends who have had really great rescue dogs, and
Yep.
I would feel really good about it. That's what I would do. But my mom did go the breeder route, and
This is my first time.
yeah, and that's fine. With dogs like that, sometimes it helps. You're gonna avoid some illnesses or genetic things, or they're bred in a way that you can avoid that, and whatever. No judgment. But this one breeder would on all the dogs, they insist that you keep a surname, their own surname, but it wasn't the breeder's surname. It was the word bear. So they wanted to be like Kiki Bear because that's like a type of cut, I think, a type of like groomer
That
cut.
is the lamest thing I've
It's like-
ever
I don't
heard.
like
They're a bear family. They're all bears.
You
they have
know
to
who
have bear
has,
in the name.
You know who has bear in their name? Ray's lame brothers. That's
Bear.
who has bear in their
I
name.
also and so JB does know a thing or two about rescues. So JB, tell that you have lineage for your. Oh wait, hold on a second. What's happening? Oh, so I did include this here. So just so you know, we don't have a lot of women on the podcast.
Is that popcorn?
In general.
What is that?
That's
You
some
hear something?
popcorn. Yeah, and so. I've in my studies and looking over the stats of the show, I realized that like we got a lot more listeners when we had females on the show.
Duh.
And then I realized I realized it was for like not such good purposes. There's a lot of like real ASMR type stuff on like real gross shit. So our listener Ryan actually paid $30 if some woman on the podcast would eat popcorn on air. So we got to do it. So thank you, JB, is filling us in. Like next,
Wait, Matt.
he did ask.
Matt, stop talking for a second. Oh, just
Wait,
keep it
watch.
low. Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
This is backfired terribly.
Does he know I'm a lesbian?
You just okay, Ryan. That's going to cost you an extra 30. But and he did offer us 100 for a peach, but I thought that was too on the nose. So
No
we're
way.
going to work up. All right, we're going to.
It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to take off my shoes. Now
kill
my
you.
socks are off.
In all seriousness, I have to ask you something about Ray.
Uh-oh.
This is probably better for off the air, but logistically.
That was the original title for the podcast.
You know how I said I wanted to pick him up on June 16th? Mm-hmm. What you got plans the last weekend of May?
That's Sunday.
Well, something like that. Yeah.
It's the day. Well, we have.
That's the lowest day. Sorry,
this is the worst time to do it. We have a gathering. On,
okay,
on
all right.
Saturday.
That's the gathering.
So I would say.
Okay.
So yeah.
Magic the Gathering. He's having his friends over to play those nerdy cards.
That's right.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. No, I want to schedule it right now.
I'm gonna take that call off air. No,
but then what if Ray is imprinted and Matt becomes his father?
It's possible.
You don't want that.
Well, that's true.
I already met him. He was in my arms.
It's already happened.
He's now met. I am now the manliest person in his life, and that'll be the last time the person thinks that about me. So it's perfect. Elizabeth, now you've got cats and a dog. You have a 3-legged dog, right? All right. Anyway, moving on.
It's weird. Her voice is like.
It's normally so loud.
It's hard to hear.
I mean, we literally have.
If you're going to be shy, why make the effort to be here for the podcast?
I mean, we can listen. I will say, Ryan did offer the peach thing was to Elizabeth. We said name your price, and she said.
We'll be done for 10 grand.
So 10 grand, and he just couldn't make her number. So she's not going to do it. But we'll see if she pipes.
How many grand was the candy bar again?
100 grand.
It was 100?
I thought it was 10,000. No?
I thought it was 100 grand.
525?
No, you fucking dare.
Don't even start with me.
600 grand.
Wait. I totally off the subject, but
Yeah.
I can't help it. I want to congratulate Matt. For many reasons, he has progressed as an actor. There have been some cool things that have been going on with his career. But he was just nominated for Best, I think it's supporting actor, right?
I think I'm a featured actor.
Best featured actor in a musical at the Lake Worth Playhouse.
Normally, he trumpets his achievements, shoves it down my throat, and he didn't even mention that.
I know. I think that's super cool.
He wants to add humble to his resume.
If they're looking for a 45-year-old man to have a love triangle with a 21-year-old girl
and who
a
isn't?
24-year-old man,
obviously that gets you a nomination.
And no one auditions for that role. And so they're like, well, Shank will do it. I'm going to take that award. I'm
Seinfeld-esque.
I will absolutely take that award.
Maddie, I mean it. I'm
Thank you.
congratulating you. I think that's super cool.
He
didn't fucking tell me that.
I know.
Also,
wow, Matt, wait, hold on. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was nominated last year too.
Wait, what were you nominated for? Oh, sorry.
You know who won last year?
Biggest dickhead?
Not just nominated, but won. JB Over Wing.
What?
She won for Small Mouth Sounds, which also is what Ryan paid $30 for. So it comes all full circle here. Now, Nick, I wanted to before we get into our non-topic tonight, 'cause this is the show.
I've won 3 Kelly Awards. I just wanted to put that out there.
To hear. So I have not met.
A silver and 2 bronze.
I have only FaceTimed with your lovely girlfriend Amanda, but
you've never met her?
I have not met her in person yet. Why?
She's gonna love this.
Why does she like the podcast? That's the question.
The other day, she said, "I remember the first time you gave me a shout out, and then you recorded a different one later on, and you said that you gave me a shout out, and I listened, but I didn't hear it. What episode was that again?" And I said, "We talk. We bring you up quite often. I feel like more than twice, right?"
I will say on my notes, I have talk Ray, talk Cat, which means Cat in the Hat, talk Amanda, and then talk Moana and the girls.
She's gonna love that.
So that was on my breakdown for lead-ins here.
Shout out Amanda.
Amanda.
She is so cool. Like.
Oh, Nick.
The thing that is really neat is when we first started dating, I found out she listened to the podcast. She liked me, and then immediately sought out the dumb music videos I made on YouTube and listened to
amazing.
all of the podcast. She's listened to I think a majority of the podcast. Not before I joined up when Ben and Matt were filming in the Florida room with the crickets in the background.
Well, I think when she was
once you got the studio locked down, I think then she was in.
Yeah, well, and I would be upset too if I was told there was a shout out and there wasn't, and she actually called me personally on that one to ask what was going on, and this is all she asked me.
Are you mad at me?
And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, of course we're not mad at you. But,
she was not the drunk girlfriend from the SNL sketch. How
You
dare
want me
you?
to tell you what it is?
So
That is so dead on.
does she have a is there something she likes listening to? What does she like most about the podcast? Do you know? You can text her right now.
Yeah, like what's her favorite thing?
I was just texting her. So you want to zoom in real quick?
Oh, we can make that happen.
I don't know. Are you trolling me right now?
No,
I sincerely want to know.
I'm not kidding. This is on my breakdown. This was to talk about.
I think, and this is what. Now, listen. I don't know if she's gonna be mad at me if I divulge this or not. I think you can take it. She said. I think initially she tuned in for me. I mean, let's not split hairs. But she loves you, Matt. Mm-hmm. She's already met Ben. She already loves Ben. She said the other day, I asked her, and she said, I genuinely like your point of view. Her brother is a big cinephile, and she loves talking with him about movies, and she genuinely likes our takes. Yeah. She did say that it's way too long. Oh. Way too long.
I disagree. I actually really like the length. I was
so
listening.
you were the one who said that you like the length.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know me. No, I always am really disappointed because I am a huge podcast addict, like very, very into podcasts. And I find it very disappointing as a podcast listener when I see like 28 minutes, 33 minutes. I'm like, come on. And so I appreciate the
I find so there's a thing we tried to control a little bit of the length of the podcast here and there, and I try not to go over 90, especially if we're meandering by that point. You got to wrap it up at some point. But like, I love the Smartless podcast and I love the Conan podcast, but they very clearly keep them to 1 hour, and I don't like.
1 hour is good.
No, because I don't want if there's a groove, if something's happening,
stay
you're gonna
with
get
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Why get out of that?
But Matt, when have we ever gotten into a groove?
No, it's how dare you?
No, but
one
it's
time.
It's old school Stern. Like he would, if he needed to, he would stay on for 6 hours if they were.
Yeah, and like,
well, Sirius wanted to get their money's worth.
No, this was before
that, and he would run over on the show. Like it was like that. That was the deal. Is like if you're running and it's still going, and that's why there are people that like, especially even in like his serious days where he was really getting the interviews, he would have people there for like 3 hours, and they would be like, do we have to go? And he's like, not if you don't want to. Like when the conversation stops, the conversation stops.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said for the brevity at times, but like, I love the Conan podcast, but he has 21-minute episodes sometimes for the fan, and they're nice, they're good, but like, I want more.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda genuinely enjoys the new way. I think she would enjoy it if I wasn't a part of it, but she would like a tighter package.
That's cool. I
That's
hear
fair.
that.
That's fair. We would take all thoughts and takes, and then we do what we're going to do anyway. 'Cause, like, why not? I don't even have the clock. I used to have a big clock running here, and the soundboard has one. But if I'm going between sound loops, because for example, Nick wants to hear "Wake me up," and I gotta have that ready, or he wants me to like just pull out of my ass.
Way to go, Chuck.
To
that's
do
good.
that, I can't see the timing of the episode because it's the soundboard pops up over that. So
All right, you talk me into it. If brevity, if we have to sacrifice brevity for some fresh soundboard drops, then
brevity may be the soul of wit, but fuck Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Like, I mean, yeah. I think that's the quote I was going for. That's the new way quote for today. Now,
that feels like an Oscar Wilde spin on a
speaking of, we all have our drinks here, and I played a new one of these the last time I believe JB was on the podcast, and I think it was the first one you had ever heard of our.
Wait, didn't you have Moana on the rundown?
Oh, we do. We're gonna get to the. I want to get to that because we're gonna talk about that.
I just want to give a shout out to all our favorite girls.
You know what? Let's get to that, and then we'll get onto this one. But yes, the nieces, guest hosts of the podcast, Luna and Margot Wilson, who appeared in a controversial episode from our fan standpoint.
I've been told the word I heard was unlistenable.
I've been told you guys really went to find out if there's something we won't listen to, and you found it.
It still puts the Lost Kevin Smith episode to shame. I think we can all agree on that.
I don't know.
Talk about unlistenable.
I think the line is there, but
that's way below the line.
The girls are starting in Moana tonight. Luna is playing Tamatoa, and Chief Tui is being played by Margot, and they're also in the ensemble, which they like to remind us of quite a bit. And we will be seeing the show tomorrow night.
Did we spring for the Splash Zone tickets? Or are we in the back?
I mean, I think not good. Anyway,
I was told it was Gallagher style, the Moana Junior production.
I mainly am just there to watch Luna say mouth everyone else's lines because it's my favorite thing. But we will see it tomorrow night, and then on the podcast you're going to listen to after this one, our next podcast, we're going to be back with Ben in the studio, and we're going to give our review of Moana and talk very much about the show. So we will have a Moana retrospective.
For a second there, I thought you were soft launching a sister podcast. After this podcast, we're bringing you. It's just reaction podcast to the girls' play.
Nick, by the way, you ask me about this all the time. You know I've been doing New Way After Dark for years. I just have never given you the link, and I give you none of the credit for it. It's all me going. It's all me going. Well, I guess I'm going to do this again because I thought of it. That's the whole intro.
Do you know my dream about the New Way After Dark?
I'm with you.
After we spend 3 hours recording the episode. Matt stops the recording, and there's always 10 minutes of us just fucking around. If the filters come off,
me too.
Absolutely. The curtains come down, and we're really our true selves.
You're drunk as a skunk.
You know it.
Listen,
we're Pepe Le Pewing it, and at that point, I want to be able to monetize that for our Patreon.
I agree.
Because right now our Patreon content is woefully.
It's just reviews of the girls' plays. They're not doing enough of them. So I will say the inception of the New Way After Dark would have been the worst, the most unlistenable thing you've ever heard. It was the night that Patrick introduced the New Way drinking game to us. This is during COVID. This is February of 2021. So we're some vaccines are out there. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We get on, we play a drinking game that almost killed me. I swear to God, I thought I was going to die that night. And then we
realized that maybe letting a rocket scientist do a drinking game was a bit overkill.
It was such a good game, but then we drank then for another 2 hours. There was Patrick and Nick sang Rainbow Connection multiple times. Yes. I got so drunk, I left the Zoom recording for 24 hours. I didn't get up the next day till the afternoon. I came back and I had recorded 24 hours of nothing in the office by itself.
He just fast forwarded and watched the shadows play off of his figurines on the wall.
It was so I do have that footage. Listen, it is
you have it?
You will regret ever requesting the New Way After Dark. It's so terrible.
Can we listen to that after we're done today?
We can try, maybe. Okay. We can try. Well, I'll tell you what it does sound like a little bit. So we used to have a thing we would do in the podcast, because I realized on Apple Podcasts, which you can't, I don't think you can do it anymore to play it at half speed. You can only speed it up on the Apple Podcast.
Yeah, you can't slow it down.
But you used to be able to slow down to half speed, and I realized it made us all sound even more drunk than we might have been at the time. And we did a thing called Slurred Sophisticate. And so
it's a good bit.
I don't know, JB, did we play the first one for you? The very first one? All right. So I found another one. This came out of nowhere, and this made me laugh incredibly hard. I've cut out the intro because I did these long, stupid intros on it, but I have a little bit of a lead in. But this was from our Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 episode, which is the first thing we came back with for the podcast. So this was, I think, the first real Slurred Sophisticate.
So, without further ado, please enjoy the Slurred Sophisticate.
Because I consider Guardians a comedy, right? Even though it's this space opera and this stuff, it's mostly comedy, right?
And comedy sequels, what? What was looking?
I mean, is Back to the Future a comedy or an action adventure, Ben?
Exactly. Is Ghostbusters a comedy or is Ghostbusters?
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. I need to go back. I need to start over. There's a Matt Nick timing on It's a Comedy that's so sad and amazing. I'm so sorry to start it over.
Ado,
I can't rewind.
We have to listen to the whole thing over.
We gotta listen to the whole thing over, but I swear, I promise it's worth it.
Consider Guardians a comedy.
Oh my god.
Even though it's this
Chris Pratt is an asshole.
It's a comedy, right? And comedy sequels, what? What was look you're giving me? I mean,
is
Back to the Future a comedy?
Action adventure, Ben?
Exactly. Is Ghostbusters a comedy or is Ghostbusters?
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
I know you disagree on that one, but I think people go to Guardians of the Galaxy to laugh. They don't go to that's a thing.
This has been another rousing.
You're sad. It's a comedy. It gets me every goddamn time. It's so great. So that was Search Fix It. So we talked about when Nick and I were kind of theorizing what we could do for the podcast, and I gave you guys all some assignments as well that we're going to get to, but I did think it would be kind of fun with new people. Obviously not Elizabeth, because she's passed out, just fucking like Liza Minnelli'd out. There's pills everywhere.
Wasted. It's not just the alcohol. It's definitely
some downers and some uppers. She really mixed some shit tonight.
I would never do drugs.
Also, I would have worn underwear. I'm just saying, like, it's just
embarrassing.
Really just Nick can't even look across the room.
She is the lead in the musical.
She is the cat in the Hat in Seussical the musical.
Just drunk.
Unbelievable. But maybe she'll get her shit together.
I do appreciate that she cleared her busy schedule and made the effort to be here, but then to just slump over like that.
It's unprofessional.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit.
Just legs splayed. It's just grab a rubber band, wrap those things together.
It's unbecoming.
Yes,
I feel like is the way to put it.
That's the way to put it. So JB, you've never played any of the movie pitch game with us.
Absolutely not.
And I decided I had two different versions of this, but I think we're gonna go with the old school. Although I've given it a little bit of an addition here. So, JB, the way the game works, and the way that it'll at least work at this time tonight, is there should be a two blue cards under a yellow card. The yellow card says title.
Yes.
Near you. All right. Mm-hmm. So on that yellow card is the title of a movie that I have generated randomly many years ago through like a random title generator.
And it will tell you whether it's an action adventure or a comedy.
No. I just don't want to ruin the... great joke, Nick, but no. There are rules. There are goddamn rules, Nick, and you're going to confuse her. So, and we'll go first. You don't have to... We won't throw you into the fire immediately. But there are two actors or actresses on those cards underneath it. And you are going to have 60 seconds to look at those actors and actresses. You're not going to tell us who they are. You're going to look at that title. You're going to tell me, I think the genre of the movie I'm about to pitch to you is a comedy or an action adventure. And then I will
Or a drama or romantic comedy or whatever.
And I will play... Or you can just do that for 60 seconds and Ryan will finish and we don't have to do this anymore. So you're going to pitch a movie with that title. We typically reveal the title at the very end of the pitch, so we kind of go through a whole long
So I pitch the movie without saying the title or the actors?
No, you say the actors. You go, there's a movie movie starring so and so as a bank thief.
The hijinks you will build throughout the exercise will culminate in the reveal
of the title.
It may inform the end title.
I'm gonna suck at this.
Listen, I am typically the worst. Oddly enough,
Paul Mammalito made a movie about a dick getting stuck in a jacuzzi.
And it was Harrison Ford as a dog.
And every time we tried to throw him a lifeline to change the subject, he went back to the dick in the jacuzzi.
No, this guy got his dick stuck in a pool.
We understand.
In the bottom of a pool.
We understand. Then what happens? Well, then let me tell you more about the dick.
But we did greenlight it.
Yeah, we did.
Now, Nick has also recorded a theme song for us, so we're going to play the theme song for the segment.
Let's hear that movie pitch. Let's hear that movie
that's
pitch.
right. It's the movie pitch game. That's pitch. P as in Peter. And your friends at the New Way Podcast have just one simple question.
Do you think that it should be greenlit?
And if
is that sped up? Is that
no? That's how you sound.
That feels like a iTunes 1.5 times.
It is what you sent me.
It sounds like a TikTok re-edit.
Now we typically we do like to greenlight these. So if we greenlight it, you will hear.
Holy shit, that bitch just got greenlit.
Okay. Again, that's movie pitch, not movie bitch, which Ben thought for many years was, let's hear that movie bitch.
I wasn't trying to be aggressive.
Very aggressive.
It was the name of the game.
So yeah, and we don't. You'll give the best thing to do is give a genre up front so I can start to kind of find the music for it. But you're gonna have about 60 seconds to kind of think about this, while the other of us kind of look at you and go, "Oh, she's really working. Oh my gosh, she's really just."
I have 60 seconds.
Give or take.
Give or take. But on there. So Nick, do you want to lead us off? You want to do it?
I think it's funnier if I do because I don't know anything about this.
See that.
Oh,
that's why she's here.
All right, JB.
She just gets
JB,
it.
just saying.
Yes.
So I should look at all these.
Yes.
Okay.
But don't tell us anything.
This is sort of the unbreakable school of M. Night Shyamalan. You start with the train wreck.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know?
I like it. I like it. Do you have a genre that fits that title for you?
The genre is it is a spiritual awakening of racism.
Okay,
it's not a genre.
It's
like a drama.
I'm gonna rousing drama. Okay.
It's a rousing drama.
All right, so I'm gonna start.
Is this on the Daily Wire streaming service?
I'm gonna put some music in the background while you think about what you're gonna do.
Anything Latina would be.
Oh, we don't have the budget for that.
Okay.
Well, turn it down a little bit.
Here I am. I'm gonna pitch.
Okay.
Two of literally the sexiest women in the business. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
We're talking Jennifer Lopez. We're talking Penelope Cruz. Now, is it a problem that Jennifer Lopez is talent free? Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Because in this movie, she plays an angel. Okay. We hang her from the ceiling. Okay, in a rig, and she looks as gorgeous as she is, with lights flowing around her and madness and love. And in comes Penelope Cruz, unsure of the race of this angel. She's not quite confident in, is she white, is she black, is she brown, what is she? What is the race? And
we just want to put people in a box,
what
you know?
What I'm
what's
here
the deal?
to tell you is that Penelope comes to the realization that it doesn't matter what color this angel is, because the Lord Jesus Christ loves us all equally. And after dying the way Penelope did from horrible 3 breasts cancer, she has come to realize that after losing her 3 breasts and losing her battle with 3 breast cancer, the angel that greets her at the pearly gates can be green, purple, yellow, brown, black, doesn't matter. And everybody lives happily ever after and loves all the people of color.
Wow.
And the name of this movie is
Total Recall 2.
The Black Angel.
Oh my god. I love how you didn't go like like fallen angel, like dark angel.
That's not what the card says. The card says black angel.
Dark angel was another famous Latina, right?
That was Jessica Alba.
Is that James Cameron?
It was James Cameron.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So was this one too.
Nick, are you in?
I can't follow that.
No. I'm saying, are you in?
Oh, of course. I mean, without saying?
Yeah, I mean,
So you did.
I should hope so. I mean, Jesus Christ. Penelope Cruz, just look at her for 90 minutes. That's all you need.
You drew
You've got
J-Lo
to get it the fuck together.
and Penelope Cruz by random? That's random?
That
You
was
picked
random.
that, didn't
I
you,
got
Matt?
both of them.
I did not pick it.
You set
You
that
can
up.
look at you can recast it with Elizabeth's cards.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
If you want.
Do you want me to look real
You
quick?
want to reboot it? You're going to reboot it 10 years later.
Can I get that music again?
Yes.
Okay.
Nope, wrong one.
That's good.
Oh, interesting. Penelope Cruz still has 3 breasts in this one. And they're all cancerous.
Oh, no.
And what she realizes is that the only cure for her 3 breast cancer is in Asia. She doesn't have a problem with an Asian angel. Because really, when you look to the heavens and you look to the Lord Jesus Christ, you see Lucy Liu. You see Aquafina.
I don't like where this is going.
Wait,
Stop it. Record
wait.
scratch.
Hold on a second. I swear to God, I literally just picked cards
I got
out of a deck,
Lucy fucking
and you
Liu
got
and
Lucy Liu and
Aquafina.
Aquafina
All
on
right.
one, and you got Jennifer Lopez. All right, well, Nick is
More
obviously
like
going to get...
awkward Fina. Am I right?
Nick is going to get, like...
So I'm going to have to take it to Asia.
We're going to stop this. Don't give me the title.
We're good. All right, Nick, I'm going to go next. You want to go next, or you want me to go next?
No, you're feeling it. Go
All
for
right.
it.
I'm going to take a look here. You guys are talking.
But wait,
amongst-
my first one, though, was greenlit, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Let's hear that movie, bitch.
All right, I think this is a romance. So I'm going to put this music on.
Which that sounds like every relationship I've ever started.
Oh, no. All right.
Don't fuck this up, Matt.
So...
This is a lifetime romance. This is a little darkness hiding underneath.
It is. So there's a well, I won't call her young. There's a woman, and a woman by the name of Valley. Valley's a relatable type played by the very relatable Ellen DeGeneres.
What's the name?
Valley. Her name is Valley.
Valley. Like the valley.
Like the valley. Correct.
In California.
We get it. You're from
played
California.
by a mean dyke.
Played by the incomparable Ellen DeGeneres.
Mean dyke.
And she starts to fall. She has a sweet tooth. She likes to go through the valley. So Valley is sometimes in the valley, and she goes to her favorite sweet shop to get a lollipop every day.
Sucks.
She really likes the lollipop store, and she especially likes the man because she is straight as an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And the man is played by Santa Lucius's own Oscar Isaac, who went to high school right around the corner from here. And every day she goes by his candy shop, and they have this nice little meet cute together. And
to the candy shop.
And exactly. And so he, they start to flirt a little bit, and he keeps giving her different types of lollipops. And that's right. And one thing leads to another, and she says, "I am a lesbian. I actually am a lesbian, but you've awakened something inside of me. I want to try being with a man." And he says, "I'm Oscar Isaac. I've heard this before. So yes, I do this all the time, literally every day of the week." And so he goes back to her palatial estate out in the valley. And she says, "Well, if you're going to be with me, you're going to have to do a thing men are not known for always doing, as well as women might do in this situation." And he says, "Ma'am, I am Oscar Isaac." And it's because he's playing himself. He is playing Oscar Isaac. He's researching a role at this candy shop, right? He's researching a role as the lollipop salesman. So he goes, and he delivers.
So it's like a John Malkovich in Being John Malkovich type
very
situation?
much.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives her a 24-hour oral orgasm, just himself.
That's too much.
And she says, I loved it, but I still think I'm into women. Also, I'm really rude to my staff, so you probably don't want to be around me for long. And he says, well, I'll always remember this day we spent together. Because this day was Licking Valley.
Yeah.
The name of the movie, Licking Valley.
Wow.
I will not be taking any notes.
It's a tough one. If this was on the Cinemax free weekend when I was 10, I would say yes. But as a full-grown adult with nuance and expectations.
I have a time machine just to bring it back to that day.
All right, I'll greenlight it.
All right. JB?
If you can bring me back to that day, I'll greenlight it.
All right. We did it.
Go. Yeah,
Holy shit, that bitch.
Get the volume up on that theme song.
I'm so sorry.
On that beautiful bean
All right,
footage.
Nikki, bring us home.
Okay.
Go for it, Nick.
And give me a genre that I have an easily accessible song for.
Science fiction?
Come on, Matt.
Action adventure?
Too much? Or...
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Humanity has left Earth. Global warming has taken over, made this world a husk.
Present day.
Husk. Present day. We knew we needed to find a way out. A new way. Start over again.
That's the name of the show.
Wait, what?
You said A New Way. That's the name of our show.
Oh, I said it. I said the title.
You invoked,
I said it.
You invoked our title. It was great.
In Patrick's drinking game, you all have
Yes.
to drink at home
Yes.
if you say the new way. And our protagonist, Selena Gomez.
Oh.
But only in the summer when she's not shooting only murderers. Her schedule is very packed these days. Every night she goes to sleep thinking she's going to die here. All of humanity is going to end, and this is it. But one night, as she's staring up at her ceiling, trying to fall asleep, she hears something faintly. Come to the stars.
Oh.
And at first she thinks she's going crazy. My God, what's happening? I don't want to spend the last days on this dying rock going crazy. So she goes to a therapist. A therapist who was kicked out of the NASA program for stealing space plans. Didn't want her intellect to go to waste, so she became a therapist, played by Gal Gadot.
Did you have to... I'm so sorry. Did you have to look over to remember who the other person was? Like,
I did.
To see a therapist.
That was a dramatic pause. In their sessions, she talks more and more with Selena. And at first, she thought it was the ramblings of a madwoman. But as she talks about details, the voices she would hear, come to the stars. We have pizza. And free beer. Come on. You know you want to. It's great out here. It's a myth. You can breathe out here too. They've been lying to you. And Gal knows something sounds familiar.
Is this the Sons of Mim?
She's heard those voices before too, back when she was at NASA with her giant Hubble telescope trying to discover new worlds. She heard the same thing. A scrambled radio frequency on a brand new planet. So they do a little more investigating and they find out. What is going on? Are you snoring? Hey, wake up!
JB, hey JB.
I know you had a rough week. Wake up.
That was Elizabeth.
It's Gal,
That was Elizabeth.
it's Gal Gadot and Selena Gomez are getting it on in space.
I hear you. Okay.
All right. You have to turn off we're going to turn off the music here and really concentrate. Hold on a second. Just turn it off. Listen. All I ask for is a little respect. Okay.
That was Elizabeth.
You know, it's crazy that she's not here to answer anything else, but she's going to snore through my...
That's
All
not
right,
time.
sorry. I'm almost done.
That panther
Let me
got loose
recompose.
in here.
Okay, so... Gal decides, oh, Selena isn't crazy after all. I know something's out there. So, they take Gal's car, the company car, the therapist car.
You have
They wait
22 seconds.
They wait until night falls. They break into NASA, into Gal's old office, where they have the other space plans she wasn't able to steal.
15 seconds.
And they open up the machine, they fire it up, and they find that Selena Gomez had a metal plate put in it. And she had an accident years before. She's picking up the same frequency, and it's coming from a planet with verifiable alien life.
And the movie's called
The Whispering Planet.
Holy shit, that bitch just got greenlit.
For real?
We did it.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. I greenlight that.
All right.
I honestly, I could have greenlit that in the first 5 seconds when you're like
Selena
Gomez and Gal Gadot in a room together, like talking to one another,
chewing scenery.
Into it.
I ate all my popcorn during that.
You're welcome, Ryan.
Well, Ryan got his money's worth.
And actually, Ryan, we're going to need $40 a month for the Patreon.
So
this is premium content.
I'm gonna skip. I prepared maybe the worst game that could ever be played
and
on this.
every time I'm on this podcast, you say I have a game, but it's the worst game.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you, JB.
I feel like I had less than 60 seconds for that.
You had 17 hours. Nick, we are at an hour and 43 minutes
Wait,
now.
I thought
you started that pitch at 42 minutes.
I thought we had 60 seconds to come up with the plot, not to deliver it.
I mean, that you...
We just immediately go into it.
By the
It's
time
tough.
you delivered that baby, it was graduating college.
I didn't go to improv. I don't have the skills. I need time.
Anyway.
I'm not Morris Day. I don't have the time on my side.
JB, you guys, this game is so hard. And
I want
so
this
terrible.
podcast to be 3.5 hours long.
You are going to hate this game so much. So I saw this clip with Pete Holmes the other day on a show. He's a comedian, funny comedian. And the guy was trying to tell him a mashup. It's a title mashup between a famous movie and a famous musical. So the one that he got was a young man.
Rent Hood.
A young man starts writing letters pretending to be this student that committed suicide. Meanwhile, there is a serial killer targeting people for the 7 deadly sins that they may have done in life, right? And it's a mashup of the titles. So do we know what the 7 deadly sins movie might be called?
7?
Correct. And do we know the
Brides?
The emo
Brides
music? No, very modern emo musical. Kids got a cast on.
Oh yeah, that fag one.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What do you know the name of it?
Yeah, the Faggy McFag Pants.
Yeah, Ben loves this musical. Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes, that one.
So if you combine them, it would be.
Are you going to bleep that out?
No. JB is a loud and proud lesbian. She can say whatever she
allowed
wants.
to say.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Dear Seven Hansen would be the title we were looking for.
Okay.
So
I don't hate this game at all.
I couldn't sleep last night, and I came up with 20 of these, and they're terrible. Guys, they are terrible. They are awful. I'm going to give you the easiest one.
Okay, give me the easiest one.
So the first one is a truck driver finds himself embroiled in a kung fu fantasy world where he is fighting people in Chinatown. Meanwhile, there's a man-eating plant at a small, quaint flower shop that is eating human beings for sustenance. What might this movie be?
Big Trouble in Little Shop of Horrors.
That is correct. Nick got the. I don't know. That's all I've got.
Wait, let me give you that. I can give you that.
I can give you.
I'll give a ding.
Let me find.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. Are we just jumping in?
You can. Yeah. If you maybe buzz.
No,
maybe try to buzz in.
I love that you did that. That was good.
Okay. So that all right. You're great. You're okay. They get worse.
Is there a prize for this or
no?
I need an easier one.
They get.
I wish you hadn't said that.
Worse.
Now I have no motivation.
Okay. This is. God. They get so much. They get so bad.
The later it got, the more in the weeds, and that's fever dream.
This is a retelling of certain characters from The Wizard of Oz that how they became friends and then turned enemies and sang about it, meets a movie about a reclusive young man who has utensils for
John
hands,
Wicked.
utensils for hands, and lives up in a mansion at the top of a very fancy looking neighborhood.
Edward Wicked Hands?
No.
John Wicked. Come on, man.
You're so close.
Shit.
Nick. But
Wait, what's the movie?
I was looking for Wick Edward Scissorhands.
Oh god.
I said
John Wicked.
Wicked
Come on.
Hands.
Come on.
That was close.
Okay.
But it's Scissorhands, not Wicked Hands.
Okay.
Edward Wicked Hands,
This
said.
is this is a film later turned into a musical starring Olivia Newton-John. That JB has a strong affinity towards, as she toured with this for many years.
Santa, do the right thing.
No, you're very close.
Damn it.
though. Combined with a movie musical directed by Tom Hanks about a band.
Oh, Xana, do that thing you do.
Xana, that thing you do.
Xana, that thing you do.
That thing you Xana do.
Oh, okay. Close. That's pretty good, Matt.
With music by Jeff Lynne of Electric Light Orchestra.
Okay. This is an animated film that's a loose retelling of Hamlet, but with jungle animals in Africa. Meets a film from the 80s with John Goodman starring as a gross American who finds out he is royalty in England and becomes their ruler.
The Lion King of something?
Yeah, The Lion King.
I don't know that John Goodman movie.
The Lion King Ralph. Is what we were looking for.
I would have been all over that if I knew that movie.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Give me a better movie, please.
No one's gonna get
better movie, please.
No one's gonna get this one, but it is maybe my favorite.
With them fighting words.
This is a story about a girl that mistreats this kind of gypsy woman in a bank, and winds up being cursed by her and threatened with being taken to the netherworld if she does, because she's stolen a button, right? Meets a musical about a woman that is a matchmaker that goes around trying to make matches, but she's really secretly trying to marry a millionaire herself.
Drag me to...
Schmello.
Wait, Drag Me to Hell.
Dolly.
Let's do this together.
Yeah, you guys...
Drag me to Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. Drag Me to Hello, Dolly.
Yes! You did it! You did it together! That
You
was
said
fantastic.
we wouldn't do it, and we did it. Can I get that applause drop? Can I get that applause drop? There it is.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Drag me to Hello, Dolly. I'd watch right now. I mean, I will watch it immediately on this. This is a movie based on a TV show loosely modeled after James Bond, but it's with colonial kind of old timing people. I don't want to use the word from one of the titles, but the movie stars Kevin Kline and Will Smith, and has a very recognizable theme song and a giant spider at the end. Meets a musical about a young Puerto Rican girl.
Wild West Side Story.
Yes, we have it. We did Wild West Side Story.
That was good.
Tonight.
Are there any of these
Wild
other ones that work?
West Side Story.
God, no. I don't know of any of
I
these.
think that's good. I think we nailed it.
I mean, we didn't get to Drag Time Me to Hell, which was my second
Again.
place one for
Sam Raimi's
that.
getting some play in
I
this
also
game.
had A Ragtime to Kill. Peter Pan's Labyrinth. I did a bunch of Moana ones. So it was like Moana, Few Good Men, Moana, Quiet Place,
Moana, Quiet Place.
SpongeBob Square, Sister of the Traveling Pants. That one was a Legally Blonde Bombshell. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dream Coach Carter.
Yeah.
That was a stretch.
Oh, that's a stretch. Yeah.
A
you
League
can't
of
go.
Their Drowsy Chaperone. She Loves Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't continue.
Yeah, that was a good place to stop.
Yep.
That was a good place
None
to
of these.
stop.
We don't like any of
Instincts
these.
were on point there.
Yeah.
American Beauty and the Beast.
But you're just gonna keep reading.
Yeah,
them
no, I'm
anyway.
gonna. I
Okay.
think that's The Lion King Kong. Spotlight in the Piazza.
Yes.
Greasy Rider. In the Chorus Line of Fire.
That's good. That's good.
And a Memfish Called Wanda. That was that's all we had.
Ooh.
All right.
Wow, that would have been a good one.
Well, folks, We've finally gotten to our topic.
we have a topic?
No, we don't. We have I had things that you guys prepared for this. I will say.
You know what? I also want to say something. Can you put a pin in that? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I know this is your podcast,
yes,
but
please.
Earlier,
I'm sorry,
I thought that we needed a tight podcast, and you guys, you put up an impassioned plea. If you're feeling a vibe, if you're feeling momentum, you should just go with it.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling it.
No,
right?
I'm feeling it.
Oh.
I'm feeling the momentum.
Oh my goodness.
This is really good. You guys had doubts before we walked in here today.
If you
You
had
said, we don't have to. If it sucks, we can just show. But you said
that was Matt.
Matt said, if it sucks, we can just never release it.
That's what he said.
And I said, no, this is going to be good. I can feel it.
Nick, if you had your way, we'd be ending right now.
Like The Weeknd. I feel it
we would be ending right now. But no.
All right, look, let's just move on.
So,
sorry. Well, as you were saying.
So here's what I had to
Hold on, wait, quiet 1 second.
There you
That's
go.
all I have left. I don't have any more.
There's only a few left. Only a few left.
Oh.
Yeah, not too
well,
crunchy.
much like Ryan, that finished on a sour note. So, no, what I was going to say is that I came up with the dumbest, greatest title for this episode, but I can't use it because Elizabeth has been so quiet on here.
She's passed
But it was
out.
going to be called A Wing.
Can you just give her like
a wing and a
Can you give her
slayer.
a nudge or something?
A wing and a slayer, but she is not slaying, so now it's just a wing.
She's not. It's like
just
a wing and a drunkard.
It's a wing and a pill.
Yep.
But that's sad. All right. So what I asked you,
Slayer like raining blood, or it's like slay?
Slay. Yeah, slay.
Okay.
She's a slayer.
Got it.
So instead, we're going to just do this next part with the three of us. So I asked everyone to prepare a question for each of the other ones of us that are here. We'll all ask our questions to Elizabeth. She will not answer them, but we will ask them anyway.
Unless she wakes up.
Unless she wakes up. Maybe we'll see. But let's start with that one. Nick, why don't you ask your question for JB?
I didn't know we were supposed to do different questions for each person.
I mean, I made it fairly clear.
Oh, I just had one for everybody.
Oh,
yeah. So JB
I
did the
feel
assignment.
like if both of us had that, it's probably in the way
JB,
you worded it.
JB just said she had questions for everybody.
No,
right?
I have the same
Yeah, I know.
question for everybody.
Well, that mean that
That's
works.
on you.
That
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
That
Okay.
works. I had different questions, but that's
I am. This is genuinely. Look, at this point, it all blurs together. I may have brought this up in the podcast before, but it's my favorite question to ask anybody, especially as you're just starting to really kind of get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you've known someone for a while, I think with one question, it tells you a lot about that person, more than just the answer to the question.
Who are you voting for?
No. We're not getting there. We're not going there. We're not going there. I only get political when we go on our long, humid walks when I get angry.
Well, I mean, I did.
Tail end of it.
Stop Trump.
Oh my God! You got that drop! Holy shit! I haven't heard that in years. Wait, play it again.
You make stop Trump.
All right, Matt got so drunk one night that he saw into the future, and he just said, "You better make stop Trump." And we said, "What the fuck was that
believe
about?"
that.
And
I
years
believe
later, the prophecy was fulfilled.
I'm no joke.
He was warning us.
That was 2011. That was recorded.
Wow, Matt.
You better make stop Trump. And I think we
got hammered and I ate cat food. So Ben has dubbed it Cat Food Time Machine.
He got so drunk he ate cat food, and then
And
he
I
had
went
this
on a
one
rant.
warning.
Yes,
this
you
one
make
auspicious
stop
warning.
Trump.
And theologians have since decrypted it as "You better stop Trump."
Yeah, of course.
But
You make stop Trump. I just added a
He was a little garbled because of all the cat food.
Sure, sure.
But my real question is, how did you find out that there was no Santa Claus?
Oh, I'm sorry to bore you, but I don't remember. The earliest I remember. I'm sorry. The earliest I remember is faking it out to my mother that I still believed in him.
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, expand on that.
Yeah. So I knew fully well, and I don't know how I knew fully well, but I did. And I said something to her about, well, if Santa's going to come, blah, 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 then, and my mother finally went, JB, I think you and I both know.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
Eldana went cold.
Yeah, she did.
How old were you?
She was cold. I was old enough to know. I mean, I don't know,
what are we
like
talking like
8, 9.
Well, it's kind of well, okay.
I knew, and I was pretending that I didn't know.
Yeah, I did the same.
Really?
I have the same answer. I don't remember when, but I pretended for years. And my parents had a whole thing, because we did our presents on Christmas Eve, as is German tradition. And so what would happen is we had the Christmas pageant on New Year's Eve. I was always heavily featured in the Christmas pageant.
Okay. Were you nominated for any awards?
I am a Lake Worth Playhouse twice award nominee for my first 2 years at the Playhouse. Thank you very much.
Twice nominated.
Right.
I'm sorry. I thought that was the applause, but it was Uncut Gems, so I fucked up.
Uncut Gems. Right.
Uncut Gems, right? Yes. So
Matt is Susan Lucci.
So
the Lake Worth
Playhouse. I ain't winning again this year either. But
oh my god.
So what they would do is we would go to the pageant, and then one of my parents would sneak out of the pageant early and go to the house with the idea that they were going to help Santa get the presents put out there, and that was how it happened every year. Is that and they did this for like a long time, well past where I knew, but I was too embarrassed to tell them that I knew that it was fake. So you
were embarrassed.
I didn't want. I felt like I was letting them down.
So did I.
I didn't want to like ruin it for them. Even though my dad would have been like, "For fuck's sake, dude, I don't like having to run home and do this shit." And
this to me. That's still you.
It's funny that
That's
we
still
feel
you, Matt.
responsible. Like we feel responsible to our parents. Like I like my mother turned into like Kaiser Sose all of a sudden. It's just like JB, I think you and I both know.
At that point, they were sick of the waiting until you fell asleep and sneaking in and burning the presents.
I was the fourth.
She had enough.
I was the youngest of 4 children too.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
Yeah, they were done.
Yeah. You know what's really fun though? I have a niece who has cerebral palsy, and she's not only physically delayed but mentally delayed. So she's 24 and still fully believes.
I have one of her bracelets right here, and I have an Emily's bracelet.
Emily'sBracelets.com. No pressure.
Yeah, buy it. Sponsor. Good sponsor.
But you know what's really cool is I don't know what she was, maybe 12 to 14 or something, and I said to my sister, well, when are you going to tell her? And my sister was like, why bother? And I was like, yeah, actually you're absolutely right. And I got to tell you, it's still fun for all of us. Like we have to wait till she goes to bed before we sneak out to the trunk of the car and get the and she fully is shocked every Christmas morning.
That's kind of beautiful.
That's awesome, though.
It really is.
I think I also kind of like wanted to believe
you were David Duchovnying it.
I was playing it up because I thought it was important to them. It seemed important. They were doing all of this work for it, so I was like,
you don't want to let them down.
I will say though, also after I don't remember when it actually we didn't ever had a moment like that. I just think at some point we kind of all realized it was like the thing, and no one said anything. We just stopped like doing it. But that's also when my parents would put a bunch of things out under the tree like throughout like December. My mom would like get a present, put it under the tree, so they would like kind of like accumulate. And then on Christmas Eve, my dad would go and grab like 2 or 3 of them of mine and put them back in the closet because he remembers my birthday is a week later. And so then every year for my birthday, I would get all these presents that were like from Dimbledorf the elf and from Santa and all in Christmas paper stuff. So they overcorrected hard to be like, well, he knows it's not happening, so I'm just fucking give it to him as his birthday present. It's fine.
They say like you're kind of the person you're going to be by 5
and Matt
in
totally
degrees.
Was.
And but like to me even if you never believed in Santa Claus because you were of a different religion, then at least you learn that about the person, and that informs some things about them. But like, it's for the people who did grow up believing in Santa Claus, that moment and how they reacted to it. I think I mean, 9 times out of 10, it is so telling, and
of who they're going to be,
and it is not just who they're going to be, but who they currently are. It's a formative sort of loss of innocence, and so how you handle it then is really what you carry with you.
And yours involves the Ninja Turtle blimp, right?
No, mine's way longer than that. My dad had this great stationery, and he could write in calligraphy. but I never saw him write
really
in
cool.
calligraphy. I never knew that was a skill that he had.
Right.
So one year I asked Santa, and I was the asshole kid. My parents must have been like, God damn it. Can't he just ask for a fucking, action figure?
Toy truck.
I said, I wanted something only, no one else is going to get. I want an autobiography penned by Santa Claus himself.
Oh, no.
I'm going to learn about all his life, so
And
I'll
you
know
still
it.
believed in him at this
Oh,
point?
absolutely.
Okay. So you weren't testing them.
No. I believed in him so much. I wanted to be the kid who knew the most about him.
Okay.
Like for me,
Okay.
all these other sucker kids were just asking for the turtle blimp, but like I would get this priceless, penned autobiography.
His memoir.
Right. I mean, I wanted to know if the Rankin Bass story was accurate or not.
Santa's Mein Kampf.
Like, well, Mrs. Claus wasn't in the mood again tonight. So I guess
It wasn't a diary, but anyway.
Just me and the fucking elves hanging out again, getting drunk on Strohs. Fuck.
So my parents must have been like, God damn it, what the fuck are we gonna do here? You know?
Yeah.
And so my dad and I drew this picture of Santa that I framed and left for him in addition to the cookies, like sweeten the deal if he put the extra elbow grease into writing an autobiography. And I got a letter the next morning in calligraphy. Again, I had no idea my dad had the capacity to do that. And it said, he knew exactly how to handle me. He's like, wow, stroking my little ego, like,
Brilliant
wow,
question.
what a cool
Request.
No one's ever asked me for that. Wow, what a cool fucking kid you are. Yeah. But here's the thing. As Santa Claus, my story belongs to all the children. And part of that story is the mystery. And it would be unfair for only you to know everything. So here's a fucking Nintendo game, shut the fuck up about it. And don't ask me for something like this again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is great. So then I had this letter, and I'll never forget, in addition to the calligraphy, there was this great letterhead. It said, "Good news travels fast."
Oh my gosh.
And it was a cloud, like blowing the words on top, right? So this was became such a proxy for getting the autobiography. I got this awesome signed calligraphy. I mean, it was just as good, So my
That's
my
a
dad
really sweet story.
knocked it out of the park. Well, here's the bad part.
Here's where Nick ruins it.
I lift you up, and I'm gonna bring you right back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm over at my dad's school. He was a special education teacher at the time, and he was kind of watching me, but still on the clock. He had a development meeting, and he said, you like to draw. Why don't you just hang here and draw for an hour until I finish my meeting, and we'll come back. We'll go home and get a pizza. So I'm looking for paper, and I think he probably told me to look for paper in one area, and I went somewhere else, and I opened up a drawer, and there, stacked high, was a set of Good News Travels Fast stationery. So what I did was I looked at it, I clocked it, my heart sank a little bit. I closed the door, closed again, and I decided I wasn't ready to not believe. So for another year, I believed in Santa Claus.
And you were 16?
I was 15. I was 15. And for a year, I kind of pulled the wool over my own eyes, because I was not ready.
You faked it for yourself.
Nick, that's sad.
For myself. All right. I'm opening up to you. You don't need to judge me.
Nick, that's terrible.
There's more to the story, and I'm afraid to even say it.
No,
So another fucked up thing I did with imaginary creatures was for the Easter Bunny, I would put baby powder on the ground. And then
my
a
sister
carrot.
did that for a kid.
And then my mom would kind of press a paw print in the baby powder and eat the carrot, and it was like the bunny had walked across the powder and gotten the carrot. Well, I was in an autograph phase at this point. I was stuck backstage.
This is when you got Rum Tum Tuggers.
Yeah, I got Rum Tum Tugger's autograph, and I got Fire Marshal Bill,
and you know who didn't
Ronald
sign
McDonald.
your thing? Betty Fuckley.
Yeah, she
nowhere to be found.
No, this was the off-Broadway
Dirty
Baltimore
whore.
cast of Cats.
Oh, listen, she wound up there at some point. We know it.
No, it was the bottom of the barrel. But anyway, I decided I'm so fucking smart. Instead of the baby powder, I'm going to put an ink pad, then my autograph book, then the carrot. And then I would have gotten the Easter Bunny's autograph.
Your parents
sensing
were
a theme?
like, what the fuck is wrong with
I know. Are you sensing a theme? Like, I want an autobiography. I want an autograph, right?
Yeah.
So
This is why they waited till you left to get a dog. It's all
This
so
is
clear
right.
to me right now.
They were like, he's so
They're like, oh,
annoying.
Jesus Christ, he's gonna kill that dog. He's gonna fucking murder that dog to prove that there's no Santa.
I had a believing heart and a creative soul. So here's the thing. My mom,
and an annoying personality.
God damn it. My mom, now with this new curveball, it's like, so she dutifully pressed her thumb in the ink pad over and over and over and over and over again to make this paw so that it looked like a paw and not a human fingerprint.
Sure.
Over and over and over again, fingerprints.
On
Over and over and over again until it was just solid. It's all thing. And then she laid out my Easter basket. So there was a fingerprint on my Rust troll doll, a clearly human fingerprint. And so that's when I finally, when just the abundance, more evidence than I needed.
Yeah, you had.
I could no longer.
Parents.
I could no longer look the other way. So I'm this tearful talk with my mom. Is it true? Is it true? Is Santa and the Easter Bunny not real? She's like, no. And so years later, I found my diary, and I found it from the day. It goes, "Dear diary, today I found out that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny isn't real." And I reread this. I'm like, you fucking knew there was no Santa Claus like a year before that.
When your mom gets here,
but I want to be dramatic.
I'm buying her one of any drink she wants at Lilo's. This poor fucking woman that you put through this shit.
I like to believe that they liked my soft heart.
For a while, but eventually they're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I think
fucking annoying.
We got ink pads, we got goddamn fucking calligraphy.
Your mother
kits.
was like, it's going to take me 3 years to get this shit off my hands.
I bet your dad put that calligraphy set in every drawer ever in the house and was constantly like, hey, go find me that thing. Please, God, find the fucking calligraphy set.
It wouldn't have mattered. I would have found it. You probably said, oh, why don't you, listen, I've been doing this for a while now. The stationery's in that drawer. Why don't you draw on there? Thinking that I would find it, and he came back from that meeting thinking, "What the fuck? He still believes in Santa Claus? What's going on?" I let him right
seriously,
there.
Nick. No, all jokes aside, how old were you when this went down?
I really don't know. I think I was 9.
9. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think I was 9. Yeah. I think that counts as three questions for me. What do you guys got?
Oh, you did good. You
JB.
did good. So.
I was going to ask you. No, I was going to ask you.
Oh yeah, go for it. Because my question's not that good.
Don't step on his question. This is his podcast, all right?
Yeah, you're all just living in it.
That's what Amanda says.
All right. So, was there ever a performer in the kind of the height of your career? No. This is not a Betty Fuckley joke. I promise.
No, my
you.
career has no height, so I'm wondering what you.
Well, I mean, you had a successful career where you were at very least adjacent to a lot of like very well-known performers stuff. Was there anyone that was kind of in your orbit that would have been feasible that you might have been able to work with that you really wanted to, that you were like, oh shit, like we're in similar enough circles that this could happen, and who was that, and maybe why didn't it work out, or did you wind up working with somebody that you were like, oh shit, this is someone I've been like kind of like eyeballing for a while here in this world?
Eyeballing.
I'm sorry to bring it to Betty Buckley,
That's
but
okay.
when I started studying with her and realized how much I loved her, I told my agent, I was like, anything that her name is on, you have to submit me for. But
that's kind of what I was looking for. If there was someone you were like, oh, if I get a chance to, like, this is somebody I want to do something with.
But I think the universe protected me from that, so that was good because it never happened. But I will say this: this was a really meaningful moment for me. When I was my very first show ever in my life was The King and I. And I've told you the story about I got the only child speaking part because I stopped the pianist during my audition. So that
some real Luna energy coming out of
that.
Yeah.
So that audition, so that show meant a lot to me. So that was when I was like 8. And then when I was 10, Yul Brynner came back on Broadway to do what he knew were his final performances of The King and I because he was dying. And so...
Did you get to know him?
No. I did this community theater production.
That was a King and I joke, though. Getting to
sorry. Okay.
God,
Sorry.
Nick.
So anyway, so fast forward, Yul Brynner's doing his final performances, and it means so much to me because this is my
Yul
first
Brynner's
show
dying.
ever.
Sorry.
Yeah, and we live like an 8-hour drive from New York City, so it's like never gonna happen, and we don't have tons of money or anything like that. So my parents work it out so that that they can drive me all that way and I can see Yul Brynner in his final performances of The King and I. And we had been told by people in the Broadway community, like, this is actually not a great time to see the show because he's really not that well. And he like skips a lot of the numbers. Like a lot of the songs are just cut from the show. Well, the night we saw it, he just happened to be feeling great. And he just did the whole show from beginning to end. And I mean, it just couldn't have worked out better. And it was my sister and my mother and I in the audience, and it meant so much to us, that show, that he was in such great form that night. And fast forward literally 20-something years later, I'm doing this production of Matt, I've told you about, of Everything's Ducky. Mm-hmm. And Henry Krieger and Bill Russell wrote it. And they had these really incredible actors involved with the show because Henry and Bill were a big deal. And it comes to the day where everybody has to submit their bio for the playbill. And when you're in a professional production, it becomes, that day is tense because everyone's reading each other's bios and stuff like that. And this wonderful woman who I had fallen in love with working with, Mary Beth Peel, was in the show, and I read her bio, and it said that she was in The King and I and Yul Brynner's final performances. And all of a sudden I thought back to who played Mrs. Anna, which is also, a huge role in the show, and I looked at her face and I remembered her and I just started weeping. And I ran up to her and I said, I saw you on Broadway. And I can't even talk about it now. And her eyes just welled up with tears. And she said, you have no idea what, that's why I'm an actor. That's why I'm in this business,
That's amazing.
And all those years later to do this silly Ducky show with her.
Yeah.
But still, it was like very full
That's
circle.
awesome,
Very
though.
cool. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was looking for. That's fantastic.
Good. I'm glad.
I have a question for Nick that I prepared. I mean, Elizabeth has one, but
I don't, guys. I thought she was close to waking up, but no,
she is
Doesn't
just
look good.
also very gassy. I don't know what it is.
Embarrassing.
But, it's really embarrassing.
Well, and the drool is
yeah.
Can we crack like a window or something?
Maybe.
Maybe turn up the AC or something. I don't know.
It's tough.
The doors are locked from the inside. It's terrible. I think she did this to us on her own. No. So Nick.
It's like one of those rotten egg farts, like the one in 17 farts that is specifically.
It's funny
like a rotten
because
egg.
she claims that she was raised Catholic, but it smells like pure sulfur, like like Satan's realm.
Like they're
sulfur.
they're all the rotten egg farts.
Yes,
every
very
one of
much.
them.
Each one of them. Nick.
Yeah.
It's a desert island situation. All right.
Marissa Tomei.
No.
Oh,
no.
sorry.
But I mean, great answer.
I jumped the gun.
I'm okay with that.
I'm Mother
What
Superior.
you'll be saying to her every day. That's great. So you can have one.
Marissa Tomei.
What?
I mean Amanda.
All right. Yeah.
My beautiful girlfriend.
Yes. There we go. That's right. Amanda, your hotline number will be coming up when you're done with Nick. It's fine. One comic book character's works, but only the works that feature them as the main character. We can't have an Avengers. We can't have an overall X-Men unless it's you can have it's got to be a Wolverine-centric issue or a Deadpool issue.
Oh.
You're on the desert island. You can have their films, you can have their cartoons, you can have their comics, but only the things that feature them as the lead. You can't go ancillary on this and get out of jail free. Who are you picking? Who is your hero for life?
Okay, so in terms of media, their solo stuff, and it includes both comics and movies and TV.
Yes, cartoons, anything you want.
Daredevil.
Yeah, over Spider-Man.
Yeah, the comics honestly give it the edge.
Well, and I will say also, I was going to tell you, if you had picked Spider-Man, that does not include Spider-Verse, because that's Miles Morales.
Right.
You got to go Peter.
Well, anyone can wear the mask, but that's the moral of the whole story. You missed the whole point of the movie.
No, but you got to pick one. You missed the whole point of my question.
No,
you picked Matt Murdock.
I know what you're saying, right? Yeah. So Peter Parker or Gwen Stacy or Miles Morales or Matt Murdock. Yeah. I do because the Netflix shows the seasons are incredible, especially the third season. It's a love letter and a perfect season of television. Period. But the Daredevil runs are legendary. It got really goofy with Mark Waid's runs. They have like nanobots in it, and it's silly, but also like fun in its own merits. But then you have these legendary Frank Miller runs. Mm-hmm. You have these absolutely incredible. You have a Jeff Loeb, and Sale Daredevil, the Brubaker. All of the runs are fantastic, and the fact is that we're getting more.
Yeah,
we're getting a whole other season, which I have really high hopes for.
And you know who's super excited about this? Elizabeth. She's very quiet about it though. But I thought this was a great slam dunk one for. But no.
Well, I'm done. I'm done.
I was just thinking how into this conversation she would be.
I don't think anyone's into it. I'm done. I wrapped it up. It's close. It's between Spider-Man and Daredevil, and it's Daredevil.
I'm with you. All right. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Would you like me to ask you my question?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going Robert Durst on this. Okay.
I'll kill Nick and say, wait, what?
Okay.
I'm going Fred Durst on this.
Here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that he was, just for the fuck of it, that he was telling the truth when he was alone with his friend Morris Black, and Morris Black randomly out of nowhere pulled a gun on him, and Robert and Morris got into a scuffle.
So you're saying that he acted in self-defense?
No, I'm telling you what Robert Durst says.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. In the scuffle, the gun went off, shot Morris. Robert sat for hours wondering what to do, decided the best decision was to cut Morris into pieces and throw him in the river in garbage bags. Okay?
Yes.
He was acquitted of murder.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Now, if you and your best friend Nick got into a scuffle,
don't speak for him. I don't know if I'm in that company.
You're good
until we find out the answer to this question.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. You have the gun went off accidentally. You didn't mean for it to, Matt. Nick
I
is
accidentally
dead.
kill Nick.
Yep, Nick is dead.
Well, the body's still warm.
Okay. Do you?
Yes, I fucked Nick. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no?
Do you call a friend for help? And if so, who and why?
Oh, my God.
I mean, obviously, Ben and I are fucking Nick's corpse and then cutting him up and burying him.
I want a real answer to a real situation.
Another thing Amanda said was, I would love to show my mother, but Matt curses too much.
She doesn't like when I say fuck Nick's corpse?
No. No, she doesn't.
All right. All right. So I get in a scuffle with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally shoot him. I'm terrified about going to jail because I've got a pretty butt, and
where this question starts is where you're sitting there wondering what.
And I got to figure out.
You're up for an award, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the gala.
You got a lot of life to live.
If one thing's going to help me win that award, it's this scandal. That's the only interesting thing about my performance.
It's like Harrison Butker's jersey being the #1 seller in NFL.
So
who do you call and why that person?
I can't call Ben because Ben is Nick's best friend, and Ben's going to want.
He's going to turn you in.
He's going to respect.
He might betray
Nick.
you.
Yeah, he's going to not betray me. He's going to defend you and make sure that your killer is brought to justice.
Okay,
but it was an accident, right?
You can't, yeah, but you
so
can't.
He would be conflicted, but I think that he would ultimately.
If I'm reading the question correct, is that I don't want to just figure out let's talk our way around it. I want to cover this up.
Yes,
right.
That's what I'm saying.
So in this situation, I want to cover it up. Ben is not going to help me cover it up. Now Beth might help me cover it up.
I could totally see
She'd be
Beth
really good at
helping
it.
You.
Beth and Marcy would be great at covering up. But if I'm going to go,
but then she's had a conflict of interest with Ben, who you wouldn't want to.
Agreed. That's where I was getting.
I'm trying to help you cover up my murder, Matt.
You're
Work
right.
with me.
I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. It's honestly, it's going to be JB. Because JB doesn't have...
I would keep your secret.
She doesn't have as much of a tie to you. And she watches and listens to every murder podcast there is. So she knows all of the fucking shit. She's literally, right now, Nick, she made up that whole dog thing just so we could go out to LaBelle and dispose of a body. That's the only reason we're out there. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna find this fucking like lady selling fucking potato dogs out there, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what we're gonna do. Like, we go out there, but on the way out, we go past Dixie Fried Chicken, and JB chucked that fucking body right out of there. Oh, guys, it's Elizabeth's body. She's dead. That's why she's not talking.
We've been pretending. You guys, we've been pretending.
I'm so sorry. We disposed of the Cat in the Hat on the way to LaBelle, outside the Glades Correctional
because
Facility.
Nobody's gonna go to LaBelle.
Yeah.
I did not kill that cat with the hat.
That cat I did not.
JB's sense of direction, terrible. But what she can do with a dead body to like get it out, unparalleled.
Actually, Matt, I want to say that I am touched and honored
100%
that you would call me because I would know what to do.
And I think you're very loyal. You're one of the most loyal.
I
people
wouldn't tell on you,
Nick.
I really like you, by the way. I do.
Yeah.
But
it's a funny way of showing it.
Yeah. Well, you're already dead, Nick. It's
not affecting my life. You know, we're not close.
I mean, also, listen.
But then you would have just one chunk of flesh, probably the right cheek, and it would say "I heart Yul Brynner" tattoo, and then all of a sudden you start to feel a pang of remorse.
Okay.
But the thing that we're glossing over is that it wasn't really an accident. This was a hit put out by Nick's parents for years of torture, coming up
about
with ways of being tested about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. God only knows what other like mythical creatures that Nick made them prove were real.
You should have read my letters to the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, I mean,
cringeworthy.
Nick, this would not have been a regular Dateline episode. This would have been a 2-hour.
Yeah.
And then a follow up.
Yeah.
It would have been a Netflix phenomenon, and then it would be dormant for about a year and a half, and would surprise everyone with another season.
Yes.
And it's got that Baltimore, Florida crossover. That
the Baltimore cereal vibe.
They fucking love it. They want that shit. Yeah.
And Belleville, or not Belleville. What's it called again? What's the place called where New Ray is?
Oh, LaBelle.
LaBelle. Yeah.
Love it. Well, Nick, same question to you, right? From JB.
That was my question for everybody.
Oh.
So whoever your best friend is in this scenario, you guys got into a horrible fight. So you were mad at him. By the way, that's what happened with Robert Durst.
Nick.
What if my best friend is a woman?
Nick shot. Okay.
That's cool. The moment I'm asking about is the moment where you are sitting there with the body. Like, what the hell do I do?
I mean, do you want the boring answer?
No, I don't want a boring
I
answer.
have
Nick.
to cover it up?
Yes.
You're calling Frank. You're calling Frank.
I need a force.
Call Frank.
I need something forcing me to cover it up, though, because I would turn myself in, honestly. I know it's a boring answer, but I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I wouldn't be able to live my life. My life would be fucked.
What about Amanda? Think about Amanda. You're going to leave her alone out there for the wolves? Leave her to the wolves?
My life would be fucked. I
Leave
wouldn't
her
be
to
able
the
to live
wolves?
with it. If someone then
Nick,
said, you need to cover this up,
asking-
or I'm going to kill your family and Amanda and everybody else, then maybe.
I got JB and I fucking threw your body into the river so quick. Just tell us how you're going to do it.
Without any guilt. we
Yeah,
did
none.
that.
Oof.
I'm talking Robert Durst. This man feels nothing.
If I had to pick somebody,
And why?
I would say Jeb, but he has a child now, and I wouldn't get dragged into
Jeb
that.
been pretty good at it though.
He would be honestly, if he didn't have to take care of another human life,
What
it would
about
be Jeb.
Jeb's child? Would Jeb's child help you?
In a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
Once he turns of age, he's about
Son of
3
Jeb. Son
now,
of Jeb.
So,
So he wouldn't even remember.
Jeb is one of the you know, the coolest other side of the pillow. Nothing would phase him.
Sure.
He's seen some shit.
Water off the
No,
bat.
he's just steady hand.
Yes, that's what
Alderson.
you need.
But
And he's
I don't
only
think he
met
was,
me in passing, so
Right.
he's not. There's no allegiance to me.
I think I have to go Ben Monstre then. We have to, even though you dedicated your karaoke song to him a few nights ago, I think that maybe he would still help me out.
Wait, who's the friend that you killed though?
He's just unscrupulous. Oh, I'm going with Matt.
Yeah,
Okay,
for the
that's
sake
cool.
of the.
That's cool.
I was asking for it. It's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. We
yeah.
did throw you in the
Nick
river.
might want to kill me tonight. We don't even know.
The better question is, what argument were we having that caused the accidental murder?
Nick, I
Lost?
Nick,
Something bad.
Nick, I've got 30 of them ready to go. Just take your pick. Get the dartboard going on there. This could be any number of things.
It was over lost.
By
Yeah,
the way,
probably.
JB, I love that question, but Nick. Oh, actually, which one of you just said what was it over? That's the
Nick,
better question. All
Nick
right,
said that,
so
yeah.
that's a fucking phenomenal
fight
1-2
over?
punch. What brought you?
Then I don't have to worry about
this?
covering. I'm not good at covering up murder.
Oh,
You know.
so you want me to have like I deserved it.
Well, that's the thing with Robert Durst. He said that they had a horrible fight, and he was really mad at him when he did it.
Does that? We're very close to running over Nick's time here, by the way.
Okay.
But
What is my
7.5 hours.
I am very curious, Nick.
Ken Burns presents The New Way in 5 pieces.
For another podcast, I want you to think really long and hard about what would the argument be that would allow you to answer the question truthfully, that you're like, he fucking deserved it, and now I got to cover it up.
Well, making me choose between Spider-Man and Daredevil for fucking starters.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah, that
by the
was
way.
rough. That was rough.
I did, by the way, my question for Elizabeth was, what is the most Elizabeth-defining pop culture influence in your life? Is it American Girl Dolls, X-Men, Pirates of the Caribbean, Eurovision? What is it? I was very curious about that. But she's passed out on the floor, so we're never going to hear it.
Wow.
I want to thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank my guests tonight. This was wonderful.
Elizabeth, thank you.
We didn't get into a
Oh,
lot of
another
pop
one would have been like,
culture.
which American Girl were you? I think I was a Samantha.
She would have been
colonial,
into that.
the colonial
She would've-
Williamsburg American
That
Girl.
would have been that would have put us over 4 hours.
fair
But
enough.
but it's definitely one of the racist ones. That's all I know. Canonically.
Hey,
yes.
if that's untrue, just speak up.
Yeah.
Well, guess so.
No?
I guess we
Okay,
know.
well,
Wow.
that's
this has
awkward.
been an
awkward and
She's
illuminating.
weird.
Illuminating episode.
She's here, but she's not here.
She's.
And those rotten egg farts are getting worse.
I'll be
Matt.
honest.
They're getting
Actually,
worse.
she's completely mobile right now. She just doesn't want to answer the question. she's just staring
she's
at us.
just being
It's fucking
stubborn.
very weird. Thank you so much for listening to the New Way podcast. What's happening? What is
Nick
this?
has to go potty.
No.
Oh my God! She just stormed out, you guys.
I see Nick Buttcrack, by the way. I need to get this on camera. Wait, can I take Jesus Christ, that's a whole butt. Well, thank you so much for listening to the New Way podcast. We're gonna have we're in a stretch of back to back ass to ass episodes, as Nick likes to say. Want to thank you for listening to New Way podcast, and we'll talk to you next time. Cheers.
Bye.